Hello and welcome to a Store to Star Her By, a Store Talk podcast, something like that.
Sounds sure. Right. Was that exasperated side part of it?
Yeah, I guess. Now. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, my name is Jake, and I'm joined today by...
the man with no name.
Chris, I could hear your spurs as you came in.
Clink, clink.
It's also Ames.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Caitlin will not be joining us today. She was injured in a tragic ice incident.
Oh no, the parasitic ice!
She's now completely encased in ice.
Or was just
bleeding out in a Jeffries tube somewhere.
Fucking tossed ass over tea kettle over a console.
Yep.
And allowed to walk on her own to sick bay for some reason.
Well, let's get to that in a minute. First, Jake has to tell us what we're teasing at.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, we will be talking today about Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 2, Far From Home. Far from home.
Fart from home.
So you'll remember from last week, after traveling several hundred years into the future, Michael Burnham appeared all by her lonesome by some funky planet, which I've already forgotten what it was called. And she was not joined, as she expected, by Discovery. But this week we get to catch up with our Discovery crew. Because as it turns out, Discovery came out of that wormhole in a completely different place. They're in some, like, asteroid field sort of thing with like a just blown up planet or something. Anyway, the ship is careening out of control. They crash through an asteroid and are totally fine. And then they're like, oh shit, we're going to crash land on that planet over there. Well, we better do a funky thing. And there's some techno babble about what we're going to do. And then we do just that. We crash land on this icy world. And everyone's a little...
Is everyone okay?
No, everyone's fucking not okay. Like, the ship crashed, so everyone got thrown all over the bridge, except for Tilly, who was fine.
And Bug Guy died.
Oh, yeah, finally, poor fucking Squidhead, he's gone. Linus survived, that fucker.
Damn it! Son of a bitch.
But yeah, a bunch of people on the bridge got thrown around and banged up. Detmer gets what is obviously a severe concussion.
Huge.
And is like, no, I'm fine. What? Who are you? And they're like, just walk it off to sickbay on your own.
Yeah, Pollard will wave a wand at you.
No one needs to escort you down there. Just go. You'll make it. It's fine.
Connor was fine.
Oh, yeah. God, no. She's going to end up in the brig and spaced.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Connor. Miss him.
That fool. So she leaves. But anyway, we're just trying to kind of pick up the pieces and figure out what's going on. It turns out that the ship's really fucked. Our communications don't work. A lot of shit's fucked, but communication seems like the big thing because, of course, we want to see if we can find our girl Michael. So they're I can't remember how they figure this out. I don't know if they're just scanning around, but they figure out that there might be a settlement not too far. So Saru and Tilly decide to go and check that out. I'll just follow them. I'll just do their storyline. We'll get back to the other people. So they walk around on this ice world for a while, and then and they're wearing like these really weird get-ups. I don't know where they got them. They're comfy. They're like wool, but they don't say Starfleet or anything. They're just straight up like, it's like they're trying to disguise themselves, I guess, maybe. But then they just tell everybody they're with Starfleet anyway, so I don't know what the disguise was for. But anyway, they go to this place we find out later is called, this whole planet, I guess, is called the Colony. But we go to this little outpost, and it's like an old West saloon, complete with swinging saloon door.
Where the whole populace just hangs out.
Yeah, and there's like 3 dudes that just are there, and they're pointing guns at each other. And they're like, you walked into the wrong town, Kelpie.
You look delicious.
But anyway, so they talk them down, and they've heard of Federation, so they're like, ooh, Federation, that's cool. Can you help us? And they're like, yeah, well, we can give you, we can give you some dilithium for your ships. And they're like, dilithium, what? But they're like, well, we also need you to help us fix our communication equipment, and we have this little contraption, and it's lost some some mojo that we need. And one of the dudes is like, yeah, I can help you with that. And he takes out his little 3D printer pen and prints him up a new device. And Tilly's super impressed. But she has to pretend she's not because she can't be like, I'm a time traveler, yo.
Were they going to plow? I got the instinct they were going to plow.
There was some plowing implied. I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, we'll get to that.
But anyway, so they got their stuff. They're like, okay, now we just need to go back to the ship, grab some stuff for you, some dilithium, and we'll be on our way. But just then, there's a new sheriff in town. The bastard, I guess he's a book type person. He's a courier.
Yeah, but an evil one.
Yeah, he's like a bad book comes in. And like, look, the actor, I know he wasn't. He looked a little like Dustin Hoffman for some reason, and that distracted me. But he came in, and he's got spurs on his boots, because it's an Old West saloon, as you would. Even
doesn't.
Well, he makes the sound.
There's a sound somehow.
He has a sound effect.
Speakers in his boots.
Yeah. It's like how when we were kids, our shoes lit up.
Oh, those were cool.
32nd century, whenever we are, they have little speakers in their heels instead of lights.
And you can program them like, I want to look like a badass Old West outlaw type.
Clink, clink.
And this is Zara, whatever. He's a piece of shit. But he comes in, he's swinging his big gun around. It's like it looks like a sawed-off shotgun, but it's not. And he ends up shooting the guy that Tilly was infatuated with.
Cal, I liked him.
He gets all deaded,
like super brutally too.
And then he's like holding everybody hostage, and he's like, and Zara's like, okay, well, you know what? I figured out that you guys are from Starfleet and you're time travelers, and I'm gonna steal your ship. So let's go do that. And then Georgiou, for reasons, has shown up out of nowhere. And she's doing her normal Georgiou thing, being sassy.
Really into BDSM, evidently.
Well, we knew that. Yeah, so then they somehow silently communicated, like, this is the time that we're going to do a strike and have a big bar fight, like literally smashing bottles over people's heads. And they end up killing a bunch of these guys. All of Zara's guys get killed. I think one of the other colonist guys also gets killed. I can't remember.
Oh, did he? I didn't notice.
I don't remember. Maybe not. Anyway, big bar fight. Everyone gets killed except all the bad guys get killed except Zara. And Georgiou's like, all right, I'm going to kill this guy who's like a fucking bastard and obviously deserves to die. And then Saru's like, no. We don't kill.
We torture first.
Except for all those other guys we just killed, but no, not this one. And Georgiou was like, that's fucking stupid, Saru. This guy's a fucking piece of shit, and there's obviously no law out here, so maybe we should, get rid of him. And Saru's like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. In fact, I'm gonna give his life over to you, Colonist Man. And Colonist Man, instead of being like, okay, great, shoot him, dead, good, we're good. You gave me his life, I chose to kill him, so I guess we're all set here. No, he doesn't do that. He lets him go. So...
But he lets him go into the night on the ice planet where it will kill him.
Yeah, it's like an exile thing.
Well, they give him Tilly's, sandwich or whatever.
Yeah, a bag of condoms and tampons and shit.
Yeah, I guess he's probably left for dead at this point, so who knows? I'm sure he'll come back later in the series and we'll find out all what happened to him.
I'm trying to remember, and I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, good. Fair enough.
So anyway, that's all that happens there. We get what we need. We give these guys some dilithium, and we're all set. Back, meanwhile, on Discovery, Stamets has woken up from his coma, or rather, he is woken up from his coma by Culber, who's like, look, we just had a major incident, and you're just taking up a bed here, so I'm going to send you off to the neuro resequencing room or whatever the fuck it was.
Really nice room to himself.
Yeah, just like sit in here for a while. It'll fix your brain. You'll be all set. It's a healing chamber.
Feels like maybe he should have been there to begin with.
I thought the same thing, yeah.
But they didn't have that set last season, so.
I guess they were in the middle of stuff at that point, so.
So anywho, Stamets being Stamets just fucks off and is like, I'm going to go fix the ship. And he meets up with Reno, and Reno's like, yep, you probably shouldn't be doing this, so I'm just going to like hang out with you and make sure you don't die, but only put in the bare minimum. So then the two of them have an adventure on the ship where they're trying to fix a thing, and He goes into a Jeffries tube because even though he's like got open wounds and is bleeding out and has like brain damage, Jet Reno has a sore back, so she can't climb the ladder.
And all the other engineers that volunteered their time were turned away.
So basically, Stamets ends up going into this Jeffries tube, where of course he injures himself more and is bleeding out, and it's not a great situation. But in the end, they fix the thing, and he doesn't die because he's a main character. Yeah. What else happens on the ship? Just a bunch of other people running around fixing stuff.
Does Nan get to do anything?
Nan was tasked, I guess, with babysitting Giorgio, which yeah, and like she was like in charge of the ship, and she was keeping an eye on Giorgio, but of course Giorgio left at one point and like tricked her or something, and she's like, "This is not yum yum," and just a bad day for Nan. Yeah, and then we finally get back to the ship. Oh, and by the way, the reason why everything is so fucked up on the ship, in addition to having crashed, is we're embedded in this parasitic ice that just grows all over and through the ship and is going to destroy it and crush it like a tin can.
Tin. It's the future.
That's right. And of course, Saru and Tilly get back with the stuff they need just in time, and they're trying to take off, but the ice just won't let go. But then, no, we've been caught in a tractor beam. It's that bastard Zera. He must have escaped. We should have totally killed him when we had the chance. Fuck. And then the ship that's got them the tractor beam rips them out of the ice, and they're like, everyone's like, I guess we should just shoot this ship. And they're like, well, they're hailing us. And we're like, yeah, let's shoot the ship. And then there's like, for some reason, it's not just, okay, answer the hail. It's let's have like 10 seconds of looking at each other and then answer the hail. Don't know why. But of course, it's not Zera. It's our old friend, Michael Burnham.
She saves the day.
She saves the day. Again. And she's got mile-long braids.
So she got her fun new haircut.
And we're like, what? How you doing, Mike? And she's like, yo, bitches. Ain't seen you in a bit. And they're like, we just got here. And she's like, I've been here a whole fucking year, assholes. And yeah, that's where we leave it.
Yeah, so funnily, the first thing I'm going to say, because, this is the episode Far From Home. Last week was That Hope Is You Part 1. Mm-hmm. And everyone was asking at the time, why wasn't this That Hope Is You Part 2? Because we see the episode list, and none of these are That Hope Is You Part 2. But shortly after this aired, I guess they renamed what was slotted for the finale to be That Hope Is You Part 2.
Mm.
So just a funny little element of timing there, because everyone was very confused for some reason.
It is a little confusing, not going to lie.
Whatever. Oh, God, what's it energy? What did they claim Benedict Cumberbatch's name was in Into Sherlockness before
Harrison?
He was Khan? Harrison, yeah, Big John Harrison energy. Yeah, so overall, like, the needless jingly-jangly spur noise...
Westernisms of it all?
Aside, like, the spur noise was over-egging the pudding. But so overall, much. I liked that sequence of the episode. I
think it also could have done without, like, once Zera enters and you get the Western music sting, I thought that was also too much.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Yeah,
also, like just the whole thing being a Western saloon.
Oh, it's because it's lawless now without the Vedrash.
Yeah, but like, why? These are aliens, except for Zera, who might be human. Hard to tell, but
Star Trek, who knows?
Yeah, so these are aliens, but apparently, just like Worf, or I guess it was more Alexander was obsessed with the ancient West. Apparently, now it actually would be fair to call it the ancient West.
Yeah, I wouldn't bitch about it now. But
apparently these aliens who built this little outpost were totally obsessed with it because they went out of their way to put the saloon door on. And
it's just it's not convergent evolution, parallel development. We've seen that so many times.
What does their constitution say?
I mean, it could have been worse. Like, yeah, obviously all the hints were there, but at least it wasn't like literally a wooden door. No one was wearing a Tenga. Like, yeah, they slightly overdid it, but they didn't do it as badly as they could have.
That's a low bar, but okay.
And again, it's Star Trek. I've seen so much worse from this franchise. I'll let them have this one. Again, see fucking Rome Planet, or whatever the planet was in deeply racist TNG episode, or
Spectre of the Gun.
Well, that was implanted from memories.
Yeah, that at least that.
I know. I'm just joking because it's another Western.
Yeah.
Another Western.
Yeah. What's that fucking terrible?
Oh, the
TNG
Enterprise
episode?
one. What was that one? Where North Star, where they go to a cowboy planet.
Oh, yeah. So, like, yeah, there's a long storied history in Trek of just the Old West. I mean, fuck, Roddenberry pitched his wagon train to the stars, so.
Yeah, no, I guess it is somewhat of a return to form.
Yeah. But yeah, no, overall, though, I like the plot, I like the idea. This concept we have in these first 2 episodes of, like, people holding out hope in the midst of just...
Does this season have a theme?
So far, we'll see what happens. I genuinely don't remember how long they hold on to it.
Already better than last season.
But, it's just something that is, it's because, of course, this was, 2019, 2020?
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, because this was after COVID's first lockdowns.
Right. We talked about this last week. That's right.
Yep.
So, like, I first watched this during Trump Part 1. Now it's Trump Part 2. And I feel increasingly bleak every day. Mm. So it's, I don't know, nice when someone's like, when fiction uses, like, hope, it's...
Yeah, it's specifically why Saru brings Tilly to the outpost instead of Nan, even though Nan and Giorgio are both like, you should bring anyone with security? ? Did you bring guns? No, morons. That to say, like, this is the impression we want to make. We have the most hopeful character here with us to talk to these people, to make this first impression without, putting guns in their face by talking to them, which is good. But then you realize later in the episode it bit them in the ass because Giorgio had to save them. Yeah,
there's this recurring thing where it's like, and again, this is something I talked about a bit last season. Like, there's always this awkward thing where we talk big about ideals and all this, but then the worst people keep having to save the day. Like, I said this in reference to even Deep Space Nine, where it's like, at the end of
Section 31 saves the day.
The war still kind of ended because of what they did.
Yeah, we talked about this in Season 1 Discovery, when we ended the war by making that destruction device.
Yeah, like, it's a weird place that, again, Star Trek has found itself in before. It's this tension that Star Trek's never been able to resolve, because, again, it's a hard question of... How do you, if you're theoretically an idealist, deal with people who aren't?
Throw Giorgio in the brig immediately.
Yeah, it definitely. But even then, like this situation, like, it could have, you could have written the story where it plays out differently, where Tilly does have to go out and survive on her own in the night, and hopefully it all works out. But would that have worked? I don't know. Not realistically, like, it would have been kind of a stretch, but unless guy slips her. Anyway. Maybe Guy slips her the personal transporter and no one sees. I don't know. But
I don't know. There may have been a way to, like, trick Zara somehow that would have felt a little more not immoral to me.
Yeah.
And then Saru ends up on his high horsey that we can kill everyone but Zara.
Well,
it's very confused messaging.
That's, I feel like, something that you see in a lot of fiction, not just Star Trek, of, like, when there's an active fight on, anything goes. But if there's anyone standing at the end, just executing them is a step too far.
But sending them to their death, thumbs up.
Well, someone else did that.
That's true. That was
the local
Osear,
law,
the bartender.
Yeah, take over, which is very prime directive. So, I mean, yeah, it's imperfect, but it's also, I think, again, a place we've seen ourselves in before a lot. And again, because there is no easy or maybe even no good answer to how you deal with this. How, like... When you're dealing with someone like this guy who there is no negotiating with, he's like, there's no way to talk to him.
Yeah, he's a caricature bad guy.
Yeah.
Which I don't love, because I'm not a fan. I'm never a fan. And this is like, I don't know how many times they've done this. The Deus Ex Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
It's just like, we have characters in a hopeless situation. How are they going to get out of it? Giorgio is going to show up and kick everyone's ass.
I mean, that's the Section 31 movie in a nutshell.
And it's literally the same thing that they did last season with...
Leland.
Well, Leland, but no, I was even thinking even more on the nose is the Klingons.
Oh, the Klingon shit. Yeah, when she saves L'Rell and Voq.
It was the same thing. They were being held in a hopeless situation at gunpoint by baddies.
Yeah.
Giorgio shows up, kicks everyone's ass, and saves the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The resolution's definitely lazy, but I liked everything building up to it. I also like that they do seem to have reined Tilly back into like where we saw her at the end of season 1.
Yeah, I really liked her scenes with Saru because Saru is being a very good leader. Like already impressed
he's the
with
best.
Saru. As someone who listens to his crew, even when 90% of the listening to his crew he has to do is saying, Giorgio, no, we're not going to kill everyone. Giorgio, stop. No, I'm hearing you. And here's my rebuttal, but I did hear you. I was listening.
Even though if there's one character we would all be okay with him not listening to, it's you. He still listened to you. He still then calls you an asshole, luckily.
Should have thrown her in the brig.
Mm-hmm.
But then no one would have saved the day. So yeah, that's right. It's a weird little episode. Yet I agree, Tilly is a little bit more restrained. She's allowed to be herself, but I think we're also kind of still exploring what that means when she's talking to Saru and she says, like, why did you bring me? I'm a babbling mess. And he has a pretty good answer for her.
Nowhere near as babbling as she was any of last season.
Yeah.
Like I said, they seem to have brought her back to that point where they'd gotten her at the end of season 1, which was a much better place for her to be.
Yeah, so far I'm liking Tilly this season. But again, we have one episode sample size.
I shipped her and Cal hard.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have necessarily fucked right away, but had he lived, he might have been like, invited to the ship kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you my quarters. Ah.
Wink, wink.
I really did. I mean, like, through the first half of the episode until he got, roasted.
That's so sad.
I was very much thinking, like, oh, are they introducing this guy as someone that's going to, kind of this plot's equivalent of book, like the local guide that kind of teams up.
Yeah, and fills them in on exposition, which they badly need.
Yeah.
But we don't, because we already got all the exposition, so...
Yeah, I think they did a decent job of, like, handling that, too, of, like, we as the audience kind of know what's happening, they don't, and they gave the necessary stuff kind of quickly enough that it wasn't redundant as a viewer.
Yeah, and watching, like, especially Tilly, figure out there's no dilithium here. That's weird. It's part of the puzzle. We, the audience, understand why, and now we get to see them, like, figure it out immediately. Yeah. And not get the whole, like, oh, we have to redo the backstory shit.
Yeah, and they don't overdo it. She's not like, there mustn't be dilithium anywhere, because that would be a stupid extrapolation. But she's like, for whatever reason, these specific people don't have dilithium. Which is good, because, again, it makes her clever, because then she's able to go, like, during their negotiation before the dickhead shows up, she's like, okay, they clearly need dilithium, I'll offer it. Not realizing, like, knowing it's good, but not understanding the level of which it's important yet. Well,
and also she's making the assumption that, we're in the distant future. Is, like, maybe the reason they don't have dilithium is because people don't use dilithium.
Yeah, maybe
anymore.
they have a new source of energy in the future.
That's true.
Like she could have been like, we have dilithium, and they'd be like, so?
But
who wants that?
They don't know when they are yet. They haven't figured out when or where they are at all.
Yeah, they know where they should be, but they can't actually prove it. But also, like, I think she does say something about the make of the ships would certainly imply dilithium was involved, so...
And she sees that programmable matter and has a boner.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like those silly little 3D printing pens, only good.
Yeah.
Give us 900 years, we'll be perfect in our 3D pen manufacturing.
Yeah.
I wonder, so they were able to program the matter to make whatever it was that they needed in
something for the comms.
Yeah, but it was like a special element that they were looking for, right? It was
that all went right over my head.
I forgot the name of it already.
Well, I guess the programmable matter is great at programming matter unless you need to program dilithium.
Well, that's always been the case. Like we've asked a million times, why can't they replicate dilithium?
Yeah.
It must be one of the couple of things you can't just make.
Dilithium's always been like magically,
or latinum.
Yeah, just tricky to get your hands on because otherwise so many plots fall apart.
But this is 900 years in the future, right? Like, you should be doing more shit.
Something about the crystalline structure. It exists partly in subspace, maybe.
Oh, I know what it is.
Uh-oh.
The crystalline structure. The dilithium is actually just the crystalline entity's poops.
Oh, I was going to say her babies.
Oh, no.
That makes us monsters.
We've been running ships off babies.
Oh, God. It's like that Le Guin story.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the comm device, a couple little things kept knocking me out of this, like how the second Zara walks in, like he figures out pretty quickly that they're time travelers from the past. But the second he looks at that comm device and says, I see you fixed their comm device. It's like,
Yeah.
the only way you know that is because the plot needed you to. I would have looked at that thing and thought it was a thermos full of soup.
Yeah. Well, that is the weird thing. It's like, you're telling me
900 years out of date. He would not recognize it.
Yeah, like comms tech hasn't changed at all in 9 centuries. Like, come on.
Yeah, and little things like that take me out where it's like, no, he wouldn't recognize this.
Unless, I mean, I don't know, maybe they just perfected that part of comms tech. That, like they still say to this day, despite all these companies moving over to Bluetooth, the best audio quality still comes from the same direct little plug connection we have that was invented over a century ago now.
Oh,
Hasn't
God,
been improved
USB-C?
upon.
Oh, God, no!
No, like the classic, like, headphone jack.
Oh.
That's still the, like, no newer... it hasn't changed because they have yet to find a way to improve upon it. But that's unlikely to be the case here with this funny little circuit. But
I don't know, Apple took all those out of their phones, and then
they
everybody
did,
else
and
followed suit.
everyone, it's fucking so annoying. I despise Apple so much. And the companies that happily followed suit, don't get me wrong, but they kicked the door open. Of course, the new Trump phone is bringing back the headphone jack.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's some sort of very old Chinese-made phone that they have bought in bulk and slapped Trump stickers on.
Is that why it's
Sweet.
also still called the Gulf of Mexico instead of how he wants to call the fucking thing on that on their app?
Probably. Oh, God.
Final thing another thing I wanted to bring up just while we're on kind of the outpost start part of the story is the plan was, again, kicking. Like, Giorgio has one plan, and it's fight your way out of it. And I find it incredulous that they just assume, like, yes, we'll win a fight against 5 guys, and you've been shot 15 times.
I will say, too, like, usually, at the very least, the fight choreography is really good in these, at least. But it felt a little sluggish in this one. So it was like, oh, we're doing this again, but we're not doing it as well as we normally do.
I kept wondering, why doesn't Giorgio have a gun? She would have come with guns. It's probably because she prefers kicking.
Yeah, because she's a psychopath. She wants to feel her enemies get hurt.
God, I so didn't need the, you have some Leland on your shoe.
Yeah, that was just necessary. Yeah,
that's just underlining that Giorgio is a fucking bad person, but we want you to think she's so cool, and I can't.
It's so weird.
Is the implication there that after Leland was dead, which he was obviously dead at the end of when he was in the chamber at the end of the last season, she opened the door and then kicked his corpse until it turned into basically mush and got all over her shoes?
No, I would say she stomped him repeatedly until he was mush. Because poor Gil there, or whatever his name was, had to... Gene, thank you. Wait, Gene?
Yeah.
That's funny. Had to shovel him up, which again, it's like, that's a weird joke for Star Trek to do.
Right?
And it was definitely meant as like a gag, like this guy having to shovel up Gooland.
And how is that that's a terrible gag, because Leland was just a guy possessed by an AI. He was just a dude.
He was a bad dude before he got possessed, too.
He was Section 31 and a piece of shit, but no one deserves that.
No, agree.
He was already dead. Maybe he's not human, and on his home world, that is how you dispose. No, it isn't. I know. But.
Jesus,
listen, in Starfleet, the desecration of a corpse is not a big deal. Okay, it's the future. Get it with the times, people.
Oh God, that gun too. That fucking the villain's gun.
The gun that kills Cal.
The one that you clearly had to go out of your way to turn into a torture gun, because we've seen people get disintegrated before. It had big echoes of that Kiedis Fajo gun. It was like, oh.
Well, it reminds me of there's a great scene in Stargate where they're on this planet and they're trying to teach this like group of warriors. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna give you some weapons. The Earth people are like, yeah, we're gonna give you these weapons. They're like machine guns from Earth. They're great. You can blow people up, shoot them. It's great. They'll kill all kinds of people.
Stargate not only doesn't have the prime directive, they have like the make sure you fuck around directive, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
sorry, definitely. So they're like, oh, well, we already have these weapons, and they have these things they're called the staff weapon, and they're big, long, scary sticks that shoot like a bolt of energy. And they're dangerous, but like they take forever to aim. And so they're like,
the one
okay,
that it takes 3 shots to kill you with?
No, that's the Zat gun.
Oh, that's the Zat gun. Okay, got it.
These ones, like, they're like, okay, well, let's do a little comparison. So they set up a target, downrange, and they're like, okay, shoot that target with your staff weapon. And the guy has to take like 2 shots, and each shot takes like 10 seconds. And he finally hits the target. And then the SG-1's like, okay, well, let me show you how I would do that. And they shoot the target with a machine gun, and it just like disintegrates because they're able to shoot it 300 times in 5 seconds, and it just totally destroys the target. And the line is like, this, meaning the staff weapon, is like, this is a weapon of fear. This is a weapon of war. The gun. So it's like, I kind of had the same thought where it's like, this gun that this guy's using, this is not a weapon of war. This is not an efficient way of defending yourself or killing people. This is just a way to torture people and instill fear.
Yeah, because he needs them alive so that they can give him stuff.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, terrible guy. It's funny, like, I feel like there must have been a cut scene or something, because we never find out why she cares about Linus's vision.
I know.
I think she wanted to fuck him.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it sounded like she wanted to take him away into a back room somewhere and have her way with him. But why does being able to see in a different spectrum make a difference to that?
Yeah, I thought like maybe she was going to be using that to try to figure out somehow where Tilly and Saru went. Like he could see their vapor trail,
their heat signature.
Yeah,
maybe.
Something.
But everything Giorgio says has a sexual tone to it. So
right.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like,
you never know what it is she wants because it always sounds like boning.
I think she just has some tattoos that can only be seen if in like certain wavelengths of light.
They're in her asshole.
Yep.
There is
hey,
that
Linus,
joke.
I want you to read something for me.
There is that joke that goes around a lot, like someone showing a picture of their bare arm, and it's like, do you like my Klingon bird of prey tattoo? But they do actually make now ink that only shows under UV lights, so you actually could do that. Like
I've seen people do that. It's pretty cool.
A like bird of prey tattoo that only shows under the right spectrum. That everything about the A plot we got?
If there's anything else, I'll let you know. That's all I cared about.
Want a toolbox that turns into a chair.
Okay. Did we see one in the episode?
Yeah, Jet's the thing she kept sitting on. Like, it opened, like, and it had little drawers, but then the middle was designed to be a seat.
Oh, I missed that.
So it's like, and I kind of what I really want is a version of that, but instead of little drawers for tools, it's got like a bookshelf setup. Wouldn't that be great? You open it up, sit down, pull a book out, close it.
I don't think it would be terribly comfortable.
Yeah, maybe not.
Reminds me of the recliner that's also a toilet.
Didn't Homer invent that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worry right now that Jet Reno is just skirting on the edge of being annoying to me now. In that, sure, she's a snarky character. I appreciated about her in season 1, but she's now kind of only the snarky character. Like, she's not even helping. She's just there to deliver sass, which is Giorgio's
We already
problem.
have Giorgio. Yeah. It's like she's stepping on Giorgio's territory.
Of the brands of sass, I definitely prefer Reno's.
Oh, hardcore.
Like, definitely, if I could only pick one, for the love of fuck, get rid of Giorgio and keep Reno. I think what's funny is, like, in this case, what we have is her trying to use her usual, like, I'll bring you to enlightenment through snark, like she did with Culber last season. But because Stamets is so stubborn, it doesn't work.
Well, with Culber, she actually made a connection, a very human connection that was very poignant. With Stamets, there's always this little level of antagonism, which I'm finding very repetitive now.
Yeah, but that's why it backfired. She was like, all right, I'm going to make fun of you so that you won't go do what you're about to. Oh, you're still doing it. Shit. Because she even said, let's get Nilsson. And he's like, I'll do it because I'm stubborn.
You know what would make Jet Reno even a little slightly more interesting, I think, is if we found out she was a Lorian. Because that's like this, what she does is like the exact kind of shit that Guinan did. It's like therapizing people without them knowing it. And it's like, huh.
You know what? That is now headcanon for me.
I like
so thank you.
I'm in for it.
That is, I love that idea. But I also love it because it's not ever going to have been officially said and is therefore better.
That's true, because, they have no more chances to say it unless they do it in a novel, and fuck that.
Because there is some stuff. There's one moment which is very dumb in season 5 that becomes less dumb with your theory involved.
I don't remember.
Let's go with it then. It's official. I'll add it to Memory Alpha.
Hopefully I will remember that when we get to that stupid moment in season 5. But I've kept things in the back of my mind and remember them years later, so we'll see. This is only, a year-ish from now?
Yeah, you bring up Nilsson. Let's have Nilsson help. Yeah. And I feel like just the fact that they had that line, they had that possibility, really made the whole Stamets Reno scene very obnoxious to me, because it's like, okay, we're putting Stamets at risk. Hugh told him not to do this shit. So I don't know if he slunk away out of his chamber or what to go help her.
He definitely did.
Yeah, it's not that weird, but Stamets is putting himself at risk because he refuses to not be Stamets.
But we had the option of other people who can do it.
Yeah.
And he said, no, fuck Nilsson. We don't want to give her any other fucking lines. We did give Bryce 2 more lines this episode. We did. No more for any of the side characters.
Yeah. But again, that does track for Hugh. He's a stubborn asshole. I mean, Jesus, Stamets.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they were going for. It doesn't matter that there were other people that could do it. Stamets was going to do it himself regardless.
And he does save the day. So what's the messaging here? He sees no comeuppance for going against what Hugh and Reno told him to do.
I mean, he almost died, so maybe he'll learn?
No, he won't learn. And this won't come up again. There wasn't the scene of, okay, now that you're nearly dead, we have to staple you into that chamber because you're really close to death.
I mean, the thing is, to this show's credit, they do occasionally bring up stuff you think they're done with, and I genuinely don't remember. We may get some follow-up on this.
Here's hoping.
Again, I think genuinely don't recall.
I think a better message would have been if he, was very insistent on doing it himself, and then he needed help to finish it.
And they said, what the Dotson? Where are they? They should be doing all of this work.
I think they're too big for Jeffrey's tube.
If the lesson that was for Stamets to have to learn to help, learn to rely on others sometimes and be less independent, which I think is kind of what they were going for with the Hugh plot. It's he needs Hugh to yada, yada, yada. But in the end, it just ended up being, oh, no, he's just so fiercely independent that
he's the only one that can fix it.
I mean, he did need to be talked through a very basic procedure because of how out of it he was. So I think, again, I don't think they landed it, but they were trying to show he couldn't do it on his own. Again, it'll depend on if there's follow-up as to whether or not this makes any which way.
Yeah, we'll see next week. But I think now that we're hooked back up with Michael, I don't know if it's going to come up again because we have to focus the plot on the Michael shit.
And the burn.
And the Detmer shit?
Yeah, so that was a big tease this week, is Detmer got concussed.
Yes, very.
Hard.
But is now, there's something else going on there.
She's a walking liability at the moment.
Well, I'm sure I'm hoping there will be follow-up with this. Is it going to be something to do with her head injury, or is there something else? Did she get, did her cybernetic thing did she get Arium? Is she now programmed by the ice?
Yeah, I was rereading reviews that came out at the time, and there was a lot of little speculations of, okay, is this just her, having just suffered some big trauma, and she did get Squidhead killed, even though she saved the whole ship with that landing. To be entirely fair, but is this a blame thing that she's feeling on herself, or is it something went wrong with her head attachment? Is she possessed by an alien? Was it an option that I read someone make? Yeah, people were definitely figuring out what is actually going on with Detmer, and we're gonna have to see, because I don't want to spoil in case anyone is watching Fresh, what happens with this.
Yeah, I will say, I won't get into spoilers, but I do remember we do get at least a little bit more about this. Yes, this does get
good,
some
because
follow-up.
It would be very fucking weird if they didn't.
Yeah, no, this actually does definitely have some resolution.
I do think a little bit, because, we have Michael save the day, as she is wont to do in every episode she can. But I almost wonder if it would have been a little more interesting if we kept everyone apart for a couple more episodes instead of immediate reunion.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I mean, I could see it going one of two ways. Because, yeah, my initial thought is like, okay, yeah, it would be interesting if we got to kind of follow the different, like, Michael and the ship, and, like, they eventually converge. Yeah,
like in, say, Battlestar Galactica, where there's that whole season where some people are up on the ship, some people are down on a planet.
Yeah. I think that could have been interesting, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if they're doing it this way because they just want to get right into the plot of the season, and maybe that's fine. Maybe it's okay. Because what I wouldn't want is to spend half the season on this, just plotting around, and then finally we meet up, and then the season arc starts. Like last season, where the first half of the season was running around chasing signals, and then we found out that the actual plot of the season was this Section 31 control thing.
That's a good point.
That would annoy me if they did that again. If they go right into whatever the plot arc of the season is, then I'll be okay with it.
I'm curious if Jake is teasing because he knows what they're going to be doing for the first
I honestly ought to be, sometimes I do that, but right now I actually do not remember much about this season at all. I remember kind of how the season ends, but I don't really remember how we get there. So
okay.
Yeah, I similarly, like, I know where we end up.
Yeah, I didn't rewatch any of this since the first time I saw it.
Same. So, like, how we get there's a little muddy to me. Yeah, no, I purposely was like, I will not rewatch any of these until we get to them on the show. But yeah, I think that's something you could only do if we had a longer season, ultimately.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that, what was it, season 6 or 7? 6, I think, of Deep Space Nine, like, spent several of the first episodes just, like, with them stranded on that planet with the Jem'Hadar and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can only get away with that because they had a 20-odd episode season still. And that was a great arc, don't get me wrong, but like...
And because there were so many characters to follow in Deep Space Nine.
True.
In this one, we have Saru and Tilly, and we have Burnham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so of Paul a little bit.
Yeah. So, like, I just think because of the nature of how this show is with its shorter season and smaller cast, it wouldn't have worked as well. Like, it's a good idea, but not for this show.
Yeah, I think, so we find out that Michael has been here for a year. So obviously there was some time nonsense that happened. It reminded me a lot of in Star Trek 2009 when...
Oh, yeah. When Nero ends up at a different time than Spock.
Yeah, like Nero goes through the wormhole first, and he ends up
really early.
Like 25 years or whatever earlier than when Spock comes in, and even though they entered the wormhole only seconds apart. So it reminded me of that.
Or but like then of course jumping through the Guardian of Forever and finding McCoy.
Yeah, like in this case it was only a year offset, but it could have been
a day or 1,000 years or whatever they said last week.
Yeah, I guess that guy was wrong because it was neither. It was 1 year.
Yeah. Look, I still like that guy. I'm gonna give him that one. I'll give him that fuck up.
It's interesting though. Like part of me was thinking, because again, assuming I don't know what the burn actually is and where it came from, I could see an interesting plot point where, like, somehow the burn was triggered by something that they had done, and that, like, maybe Discovery was actually in Michael Burnham's past, and they have to link up and to fix the burn or something. I don't know, right? Like,
I wonder if part of the reason they called it that was so that people might wonder these sorts of things.
The burn ham?
Yeah.
Ye gods, my roast is ruined.
But yeah, I think it would have been more interesting, perhaps, if we had spent more time apart, and that there was more time difference between Discovery and Burnham. Like, it'd be really interesting if, like, Discovery is like, oh, we've detected Michael Burnham's Starfleet signal on this planet, and they get there and she's like an old lady.
Like,
I've waited 84 years.
Like to old in E² or E2 or whatever it was called.
Right. And then we have to figure, oh, how do we get Michael Burnham back? Do we have to go?
But that's just her life.
Yeah. Well.
Or then it becomes like the Lake House, but Star Trek.
I don't know the Lake House.
It's I've never seen it. It's a semi-time travel sort of rom-com where basically these people both live in the same house years apart, but they realize that somehow letters they write to each other and put in the house's mailbox gets like sent to the other, like, so one goes to the future, one goes to the past, and they correspond across time.
Could you stick your dick in the mailbox?
Family Guy made that very joke in a cutaway gag.
Oh,
Frown.
I'm in good company then, I guess.
Yeah. It's
for terrible jokes.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but it's Keanu Reeves and
Keanu.
Sandra Bullock, right?
Sandra Bullock, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the ads. I never saw it.
That's Speed. That's Speed you're thinking of.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Sounds a little interstellar-y, but Interstellar just goes off the fucking rails.
There's another movie that's kind of a similar concept, Frequency. Which
I've heard of that.
But the guy that like finds his dead dad's ham radio and turns it on, and it turns out that like he ends up talking to somebody on the radio.
Yeah,
and it is his dad from like, but they're like 30 years apart.
Isn't one of them Dennis Quaid? Isn't he like the son in the future?
Yeah, no, Dennis Quaid is the dad.
Okay, that's ham radio 2 weeks in a row, by the way.
Yeah,
funny. That's our theme this season, ham radio.
Ham.
Yeah.
Burn ham radio.
Yeah. One quick question I just found in my notes about Non. Mm-hmm. She says she stayed for Arium.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
What does that mean?
Life for a life doesn't make sense.
Yeah, this is the first episode. I don't have the actress's name in front of me. Fuck. That she's in the opening credits. She does nothing. It's more significant that the things she doesn't do than the things she does do.
I think whether or not your name appears in opening credits has just to do with your contract, honestly.
But like, it means that she is
a series regular.
Yeah, she's a character that's significant enough that they did the contract for her.
True.
They specifically kept this character around when she had the out to stay on the Enterprise.
Yeah, I think they realized there was literally no good reason for her character to be there. And instead of just not addressing it, which would have been fine, they came up with this, and it's not good.
Here's the thing. She killed a man in the 22nd century, or the 23rd century, so she has to, she's running from her past.
That would have been better. Like, just, again, it would have been, just don't address it. We wouldn't have wondered. Well, we might have, but we wouldn't have, I would have taken no explanation over a stupid one.
Yeah, especially since, like, she's not doing anything yet. It's not at all significant that she's here, even though she is the security officer, and you specifically said, no, we're not going to bring a security officer. You stay here and babysit Giorgio. What's that? Giorgio got away from you? Fuck.
This is like how last season she was clearly on to Arium, but didn't do anything about it. She's very bad at her job.
She's an awful security officer. Bring back Landry.
No, God, no. I don't know. Oof.
Ash Tyler.
Yeah, but he was asleep. This ship has never had a good security officer.
No, they've had real bad luck there.
To their credit, though, I will say it's about time they have a separate security chief from tactical chief. The fact that they are always the same thing makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that's true. I think we talked about that when we said, I think Yar and Worf could have been significant, like could have had roles that were in that kind of difference.
Yeah,
but then they killed off Yar.
Yeah, and then starting with TNG, it was just like, if you're the security chief, you're also the tactical officer for some reason. Even though those are two very different jobs that, frankly, both require a lot of time and focus, but you're splitting it between running the constabulary on your ship and dealing with tactical issues. And
teaching Bev how to do Mokbara.
That too, yes. Yeah. Like, it's one of the things that's always annoyed me about Star Trek. Like, why is this the same job? It's dumb.
Yeah, true.
All right, one final nitpick I want to nitpick at, and that's just, and this happens in every fucking thing, but I'm going to nitpick it today, because why not?
Go for it.
And that's the opening scene. We have this really dynamic, the ship is in the middle of crashing, everyone is currently unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Saru wakes up, sees what's going on, and says, everyone, wake up! And they all wake up immediately into the middle of this fight. And it's like, okay, none of the people you need were injured enough that they couldn't wake up on a fucking finger snap.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, like, one tiny scene. This would have fixed this, because it's a thing that drives me nuts whenever this happens. Someone is still fucking unconscious, and, like, Bryce has to go to their panel.
Yeah.
And say, oh no, Nilsson's out.
Star Trek even did it once. There was that one episode of TOS where, like, someone, I think Sulu was incapacitated, and Uhura took his place.
Yeah, just something to show that there were stakes to this jump that wasn't just everyone wakes up immediately and is able to jump into a crisis.
Especially
and the scene is still very dynamic because they're doing all this crisis acting.
Yeah. And especially the split-second fake-out that maybe Detmer's dead, because apparently when she's unconscious, her eyes are wide open. Which, again, one of my old cats used to do that all the time. He would, like, fall asleep with his head upside down and his eyes open, and it was so upsetting. Like, every time. It's like, I know that's what you do, but it still freaks me out. And the other day, Barnabas, who normally doesn't do that, did that. And I was like, you motherfucker, don't you start doing this.
Yeah, Jake tried to wake up the black cat while he was dreaming the other day, and he was so in deep sleep that he was just out.
Oh, yeah. I've had that, actually, with Barnabas a couple times. He likes scaring me. He will just be so asleep. Like, most cats, if they're asleep, you kind of give them the tiniest little poke or shake. And like,
oh, yeah. The black cat is usually never completely asleep. He's usually got one eye open, ready to pounce on you.
Yeah, but Barnabas, I had to, like, severely shake him a couple times to get him to wake up. I was like, oh my God, oh, you little fuck, don't you do that again. And then he does it again.
Yes, they do that.
Lucky he's cute.
What else do you have on this episode?
I think that was all my notes. Let me double check.
Nothing.
Man, I'd say we're off, to a fairly solid start.
Yeah, I'm still interested in the world where we found ourselves. The lack of dilithium makes things interesting. So yeah, I'm still interested in where this season is going at this point.
Yeah. Where it has gone is the future. That's
true. That's the whole impetus of this season is the time traveling, which Zara figures out just by looking at, I don't know, Tilly's hair or something.
He detected the wibblies and the wobblies.
That is a hairstyle from the past.
Yes.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do for the next little while is just talk about on our blogtivities more general sci-fi genres and themes. And this week, in honor of our Jump to the Future, we're going to talk about different time travel science fiction stories in TV, movies, video games, books, whatever floats your boat, and which ones are our favorites.
Ooh.
Does anyone have a contender they want to start with? I mean, I know Jake's favorite is obvious.
It's obvious. Oh, what is it? Tell me.
I mean, I think you wanted to bring up our favorite time-traveling story that we bring up all the time.
Yeah.
With the dinosaurs.
Oh, right. Of course. Yes. This is a TV show. It's an amazing TV show. Actually, it's a terrible TV show. But yeah, I'll bring up Terra Nova.
It's a garbage fucking show.
From probably, 10, 15 years ago. This was a very short-lived TV show.
Short.
And yeah, blissfully short. And the premise was they found a portal to dinosaur times. And and people were going to go back and establish a colony in dinosaur times. But of course they get attacked by dinosaurs all the time because they're in dinosaur times.
I think the problem with that show, having never seen it, but having seen like clips and heard you talk about it, is that is a show that should have been one of the low budget, also ran 90s sci-fi shows that somehow ran for like 4 seasons, even though it was only ever
Sliders.
Yeah, and it was like for some reason only ever on like Sunday afternoons in syndication, but still had multiple seasons and was kind of shit but kind of fun. But instead it was a 2011 high budget thing, and that was its problem. Yeah,
they definitely took themselves way too seriously. I think that I agree is its problem. But yeah, that is a joke.
Yeah.
I know Jake loves shitting on Terra Nova because it's one of our least favorite shows.
If it's ever on streaming somewhere and I have actually watched the things I keep promising I will watch, maybe I should watch it.
I don't know. I think you still have to watch Severance and
oh my God, the amount of shit I need to watch
is
staggering. Yeah, no, it's
Good Place.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious one for me, of course, and I brought this up last week as just a favorite bit of science fiction, is Back to the Future.
Yay, that's a good one. I
think especially for anyone our age, it's a very formative picture.
It wasn't for me, though. I think we talked about this when we covered the individual films, is that I hadn't seen it for probably most of my life. But I'd seen the third one a million times, and I love the third one. Third one might make my list, because I love that fucking movie. But I'd not seen the first 2 until I was like 30-something.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, that's, there's an advantage to seeing something like that as an adult for the first time, I feel.
Yeah.
And it does hold up even as an adult, which a lot of
it's a great film, great series of films. I think one of the things that we'll find a lot with sci-fi time travel media in general is that there's very few real hard sci-fi time travel stories, because time travel is generally considered to be not.
Yeah, it's fairly soft sci-fi.
Yeah, it's soft sci-fi kind of by definition, but there are a few examples of like what I would consider actual hard sci-fi time travel stories. I want to bring up a couple. One that, I think it's a great film. I think it's somewhat divisive because it's an indie film. Anyway, I think it's quite good. Primer.
Oh, I remember Primer.
I've heard of that.
Actually, I remember watching Primer and forgetting I watched Primer every fucking time.
I feel like it got pretty good buzz when it came out.
Remind me the gist of Primer, Jake.
So Primer is where this couple of guys basically invent a time machine, but the way it works, it's not like the DeLorean. It's not like a time machine that you would imagine where you can just go anywhere. The way you have to start the time machine, you turn it on, and then you leave it alone. And then at some point in the future, you go back to it and you climb inside of it. And then you have to stay inside of it for however long it was on, basically. And when you climb out of it again, you'll be at that point minus where you entered. So, like, for example, if I turned the machine on today at noon and then climbed into it today at 5 p.m. and then stayed in it for 4 hours, I'd come out at 1 p.m. Right, so I would have gone back.
What is the use of this device?
So I mean, the use is like, what they figure they can do is they can turn it on in the morning, wait until the lottery numbers are announced at night, climb into
that's good.
Go back to earlier in the day, buy the lottery ticket with that number.
See, I'd say it'd be really good use if you're going to use a crock pot in the day. Because then you could say, oh no, I don't have the 7 hours to make beef stew. Wait a minute, if I just know that I'm going to have made beef stew in the future, I'll put it in the device.
Yeah. Well, but the problem with this device, which is kind of the plot of the film, is that
cancer.
Is that when you come out of it, you're in the past from when you went into it, but you're also still doing, there's another you that's doing your day.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you break causality, if you do anything to prevent yourself from getting into that time machine when you're supposed to get in, it would be very, very bad.
That's a cool concept.
And I won't spoil more than that, but I recommend it.
How do you spoil? I've seen it before and I forget what happens, so it's my fault if you spoil it.
Well, the thing is, it's a very, very, it's notorious for being a very, very difficult film to follow because it's all like you need like
diagrams
a flow chart.
With straws.
Yeah, it's notorious for that.
Yeah, I do. But
it's quite good. I enjoy it.
I do remember reading once years ago that they've said if time travel is possible, which is unlikely, like the only way it could possibly work is something like that, where like you could maybe go back in time with the machine, but only to like itself, basically. So like you could never go further back than the day the machine was invented, effectively. And it would have to be just kind of a gate to itself sort of thing.
Isn't there an Orville episode that does something kind of like that with a device that you put a sandwich in and it comes out later or some shit? It's very Orville-y, but then it gets very, very science fiction-y because they're generally pretty good at that.
Yeah, there's like a time displacement thing that they have.
That's fun.
Another hard sci-fi film time travel, I don't want to, the thing is time travel does factor in, but it's not, I don't think it's quite known as or thought of as a time travel film. And I can't really tell you the time travel element without spoiling the film. So I'm just going to tell you to go watch Arrival.
Arrival's on my list too.
Okay.
And I have the same caveat in that it's like, I want to talk about it, but I really, really, really can't talk about it. It's a movie. It's a movie you have to experience. I also read the short story by Ted Chiang. And I have a feeling I would not have, I have a feeling the movie accomplished what the novel or the short story wanted to set out to do very, very well.
Good.
So
He, of
yeah,
course, aims-
definitely watch Arrival and forget that we told you anything about it at all.
You just quoted Looper a minute ago.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
That's a good one. I have to rewatch Looper. I don't remember a ton about it. I just remember being impressed with the way that they keep the continuity working.
Yeah. Another obvious one, of course, is Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Interestingly, it's funny about that show, like the fact that it's been as successful as and as long lasting is like it had everything going against it because it was a show literally created by committee with the intention of being an edutainment program.
Oh my God. What was its goal? Was it like go back and like see the different historical reenactments or what?
So basically the whole reason for the time travel aspect was you would go to like the future to do science education episodes, and you would go to the past to do, historic education episodes.
Let's watch this battle.
Yeah.
Does everyone remember what happens in this battle?
Yeah, like that was the idea, but luckily the people charged with making it made a much better show than that.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be not only boring, but like it would end up like if people go back and impact things. I don't think that's the message that would try to send.
Yeah, and it very much was about, they were just observing while like they would have participated but observed. But again, it was meant to be like a kids' edutainment show, so they weren't going to think about the larger implications. And yes, the very first serial they did is boring as fuck. It's 3 episodes in the past with cavemen, and it's tedious and awful.
Oh.
And then the very next one was the Daleks, and, TV history was made.
Yeah, they learned, this is what people like. Oh, speaking of going back in time and learning history, one of my absolute favorites is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
Which they use for their history project, and it works out so well.
It really does.
And it's very funny, like very successfully done movie. And I remember Bogus Journey being all right, and I still very much need to see the newer reboot one.
I haven't seen 3 yet.
Face the Music, something like that.
I believe Face the Music, yeah.
But I think we should cover them at some point for the show, because I do love those movies.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny, I was actually talking to people the other day about the fact that I was shocked when I found out there really is a San Dimas, California. Like, I assumed they just made up a California-sounding city so they could just make it whatever, and then it's like, oh, there really is a San Dimas, holy shit.
Should pilgrimage there.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Another sci-fi film. It's not an amazing film, but I enjoy it. It's definitely a popcorn flick. But I'm going to mention The Butterfly Effect.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Starring Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart, I want to say.
Sure.
From the early aughts.
Yeah.
But it definitely falls in the category of like films, sci-fi films made for high school students. So like
Donnie Darko.
Like Donnie
Darko was another good one.
Was another example I was going to mention.
Yay!
But same category of film as Donnie Darko.
I've actually not seen Donnie Darko yet.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's fun.
I know it's supposed to be good, and I'll see it someday. I was like, the thing is, when it came out, someone who I very much disliked was really into it, so I was just like, fuck you, I'm not going to see that movie out of spite, which is stupid, but, I was 20.
Yeah. We should watch it together then, because I do enjoy Donnie Darko. Who is that? Jake Gyllenhaal? Jake?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I know Jake's a big Jake Gyllenhaal fan.
We stick together.
Yeah. There was another. I think this is Jake Gyllenhaal, because I wrote this on my list when I was just looking up like what are some time travel media.
Are you going to mention Source Code?
I was going to ask, because I forget what happens in Source Code. Somehow I've forgotten so many of these time travel.
So
movies.
The thing about Source Code is very good.
I remember it being very good.
It's in the same category of like Edge of Tomorrow. It's a loop type film.
Mm.
I didn't even think of Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. Sorry, go on though.
Or Groundhog Day.
But the thing, like, I don't want to spoil Source Code, but calling it time travel may or may not be a valid take.
I do remember it was because I haven't seen it, but I remember the ads, and it was definitely pitched as one.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you were watching that film, you're like, oh yeah, there's a time travel element here, but without spoiling the ending, may or may not be as time travel-y as you think. Man, but I recommend watching it to find out, because it's quite good.
I'm having fun because I'm just finding I want to rewatch a lot of these movies, and that's a good blog activity to do.
And actually The new Edge of Tomorrow has just come out, I believe.
Wait, what?
I told you about this a while ago, and I even posted the trailer on the page. They've made an animated version.
Oh, the animated one. Yes, we should watch that.
Which I believe retains the original title, but don't quote me.
The original title being All You Need Is Kill?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think.
Here's a film. I don't know, like...
You're doing mostly films.
Yeah.
You're surprising me that you haven't brought up a different media that I thought you'd bring up, Jake.
Well, there's one that I want to bring up, but I'd love to bring up, but like that one I really don't want to spoil for people.
I don't think we're talking about the same one.
Well, maybe not. Maybe we're not.
I do have one, but let's let Jake go with this first.
Yeah, Jake wants a movie first.
So this is an interesting film for our times. It's time do we count Trapped in Suspended Animation as time travel?
I wouldn't. I thought of that
Back
too.
to the Future? Not Back to the Future. Blast from the Past?
Well, Blast from the Past is not really stuck in suspended animation. That's
that's a bunker.
That's
I was just in a bunker. I'm thinking I'll just tell you the movie I'm thinking of, Idiocracy.
Oh, yeah, I think that's more just it's set in the future.
Yeah.
But they do find a time machine at the end.
That's funny.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, because then that's the thing, as I was thinking that, and Stasis opens up, that's its own thing, because that's then you've got Jason X, Futurama, Encino Man.
Encino Man was the one I was trying to think of.
That's its own. I'd almost say we could do a whole separate one just about cryo people.
Yeah.
Having said that, Futurama does have some good time travel episodes.
Yeah, I was going to bring up specifically because, whilst the getting cryo frozen going to the future, wibbly wobbly, if you're going to call that time travel, there are some fucking excellent actual time travel episodes of Futurama, and goddamn, that's a good show.
It is.
My favorite of which I think is the late Philip J. Fry, where they have to go around and around because they keep watching the death of the universe and having to start over.
Yeah, that's a really unique
so
take.
Good.
I love that.
I mean, obviously, Roswell That Ends Well is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And another really good one is Meanwhile, which is the one where Fry uses the device that sets you back, I want to say 10 seconds, but he keeps using it and gets stuck in a loop.
Yeah, that was the, I think, second finale?
Yeah, that sounds right. They're very good at finales, these Futurama people.
Yeah. So this one only half counts, I think, because it's not sci-fi, but it is time travel. Ocarina of Time.
That's the one I thought Jake was going to bring up.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't even think of it. Well, for that matter,
you love that game.
Yeah, I do love that game. I mean, and I guess in the same vein, you also have Majora's Mask, which is
that's true.
A time loop. Story.
Yeah, and like any good time travel story, or at least so many time travel stories, good and bad, just loaded with grandfather paradoxes. That game.
Oh yeah. Totally.
So good.
I mean, the central one everyone remembers is the guy with the Song of Storms.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many puzzles are just you go back in time and do a thing so that a thing exists in the future that you can touch, and it's sure.
Yep.
I'm going to also switch to a different medium since we're covering video games now. I think at the tippy top of my list of time travel media is Slaughterhouse-5 because Billy Pilgrim gets unstuck in time.
Schlachthof 5.
And I fucking love that book.
Yeah, that is a good book.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you if there was anything, because again, you've read way more Vonnegut than me, by which I mean any Vonnegut. But I remember you bringing up Ice 9 in the past, and I wasn't sure if maybe this parasitic ice was a nod to that.
Yeah, it's a little different. Ice 9 is just it's basically the concept of Ice 9 is the crystallization of water. Is the hypothesis in the book is that the crystallization of water is in a specific crystal form that is only frozen at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees C. But if you arrange the crystal in a different way, it could freeze at a much higher temperature.
That's right. Okay.
But the problem with Ice 9 is once you've done that, once you've created some Ice 9 that is arranged in a particular form that is only, has a much higher melting temperature, if it contacts any other water molecules, they will also adopt the same structure.
And what are humans mostly made of?
Right. What is the Earth mostly made of?
Oh no!
That's fucking horrifying.
Whoopsie.
So basically anything that touches this water ends up as like room temperature ice.
That sounds fucking horrifying.
It's fucking horrifying, and it's a...
The thing is, you can melt it. If you melt it back to liquid water, it won't refreeze.
Which novel is this one in, Jake?
That's Cat's Cradle.
Cat's Cradle, okay, yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I got us off course. Slaughterhouse 5.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse 5 is excellent. I recommend the book to anybody. The movie I remember being fine. The play I remember being fine. But yeah, the book is fucking...
The book is very good.
Yeah, groundbreaking. A couple other little things.
I mean, if we're talking books, we have to bring up The Time Machine.
I've never read it, though, so I don't know.
I haven't read it in years, but it's a very... Yeah, he goes to the distant future. You know, the humans have actually evolved into something not as recognizably... Like, they're still human, but they are a very... And they split into two very different groups that have evolved very differently, which the new movie version... it's from 20-odd years ago now. did not do. There were, the bad ones turned ugly, but the good ones were still just people, but hot. It's like, thanks, guys.
Like Orion women.
Yeah, I remember liking it, but yeah, it's it has that thing of like the machine only travels through time, not space. So like and part of the reason actually now that I think, but he winds up so far in the future is because while he's going forward, at one point like the place
trapped
he is
in ice or something.
Yeah, like the place he is in basically becomes inaccessible, so he just has to sit there waiting for hopefully a moment where he can stop the machine. And not just be surrounded by rock or ice or whatever it was.
That's cool.
It's still anchored to the surface of the Earth.
Yeah, that's still there.
Oh yeah, well the Earth does move quite a lot.
Tangentially related, I will endorse a very fun movie called Time After Time.
Oh, I've heard of that one. That's Nick Meyer, right?
Yeah, Nicholas Meyer wrote it. It stars Malcolm McDowell in a rare non-villain role as a very dorky H.G. Wells.
Sounds like a villain to me.
David Warner is his buddy who turns out to secretly have been Jack the Ripper. This isn't a spoiler. This happens in the first 5 minutes of the picture. So he's Jack the Ripper and flees to the future using H.G. Wells' time machine, but luckily doesn't put the thing in it that keeps it from coming back, so H.G. Wells is able to chase him. And the love interest is Mary Steenburgen in her first film role.
She's from Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things like, wow, if I had a nickel for every time Mary Steenburgen played a time traveler's lover, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Weird that it happened. Well, good on her. I like her.
Yeah, she's great.
I got a couple other switching mediums again to television.
To bath mats.
Yeah, I want to bring up 2 television series. The first of which we talked about all the time on the show is Quantum Leap.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly we talked about it because Scott Bakula, but
also
it is a
Jake
time
watched
travel
that show.
I also watched that show. I haven't watched it in over 20 years, so I don't know if it holds up. Probably not. I remember it not even quite holding up then, but maybe it's...
Off the top of my head, there's definitely some stuff that hasn't aged well, having not seen it, but seen the, clips.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know possibly the clip that you're referring to.
Yeah.
There is a very famous meme clip of from that show that you've probably seen.
Drops the R slur.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is it Scott Bakula in blackface?
I'm sure there might be that too.
That may or may not exist. There's definitely a lot of... The thing is, it was a very socially conscious show.
Yeah, it's just 40 years old.
Yeah, exactly. It is definitely of its time. Some things definitely don't hold up like that. But I mean, a lot of the episodes deal with prejudice and Sam ending up in somebody's body that, and I don't remember that specific episode, but I remember that it was a positive message of that episode. It's just, oh my God, he didn't just say that.
Yeah, it's one of those things it's like how with, again, with older Star Treks, it's like, well, they were progressive for their time. So...
Yeah. The other show I want to mention is there's a film as well, but I'll mention the show here specifically, but the series 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
Which is written by Terry Matalas, who went on
mentioned that a few weeks ago.
Which do you prefer, the film or the series, Jake?
I think they're totally different things.
Yeah, that's true.
The film is, it's a Terry Gilliam. Wow, they both Terrys.
Oh, yeah, Terry and Terry.
That's funny.
Terry Matalas.
Anyway, yeah, the film is a totally different thing. I mean, the film is even somewhat ambiguous as to whether time travel actually is occurring. I would argue, just because of the way it's discussed.
Yeah, it's definitely occurring in the series.
Yeah, the series is unambiguously a time travel show.
And it changes what kind of time travel it is episode to episode.
Yeah.
So this reminds me, I can't say I've not seen it, but I don't think I've seen it since I was a child. I actually just bought a copy yesterday, which I will have sooner than later. But Terry Gilliam also has Time Bandits.
Oh, yeah.
Which a lot of people swear by. I will report back.
That is a very, very, like, Terry Gilliam movie. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I have 2 more series I want to make sure that we mentioned. And most of these won't make the blog because, like, I need some structure in the blog.
Yeah.
Or I go nuts. But 2 I want to mention. Continuum, I remember being quite good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very time travel-y. Yeah. Is it Canadian? Did you say that?
I think it's Canadian.
Yeah. That one's really good. Check that one out. And the other one that I'd love to mention that I think is very good is Russian Doll, which is a time loopy episode, or time loopy show.
Oh, yeah. That's supposed to be very good.
Yeah, which is very, like, interestingly edited and put together. It's very fun to watch.
This reminds me, I've only seen like a couple episodes, unfortunately, and I'm not sure if it is any longer. Well, I'm not sure if it's on a streaming service I have any longer. Yeah, no. Oh, it might be on Prime. It used to be on Netflix. Recurring guest Liz showed me an episode or 2 once, and I very much liked what I saw. It's a Spanish TV series called The Ministry of Time. Which I'm mostly bringing up because I think if I didn't, she'd be screaming at her phone, Chris mentioned the Ministry of Time. So I've now done it. And from what I recall, it was ages ago I saw it, but like they quite literally have like a building full of doors that lead to different eras. So it's not even like a time machine or device. It's like magic time doors. Very, very well done from the few I saw, though. I should, again, on the long list of shit I really must watch more of someday.
What are you doing that's keeping you so busy, Chris? I hope it's playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
At the moment, it's Death Stranding 2.
Last one that hasn't come up that I had on my list. Actually, 2. I'll knock this one off quickly because it's quick and it's cute. And that's the Time and Punishment episode of Treehouse of Horror 5 of The Simpsons, where Homer keeps going back and killing the dinosaurs, and it's fucking hilarious. And then it's raining donuts, and it's my favorite fucking thing.
Which is,
so I just wanted to plug that because it's great.
I imagine it's sort of a take on that Bradbury short story we brought up before.
Yeah. But that's a great episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's so good. Especially when he just fucking flips out at the end. Is like, fuck it! Kill it all!
I wish I didn't kill that fish. Jake, remind me, because this is another one of these movies that I know we've watched before, but for some reason hasn't retained in my brain. Remind me the basics of Peggy Sue Got Married.
Oh yeah, that's a time travel film. Yeah. I mean, that's one where a middle-aged woman goes back to her high school self, or goes back in time as herself in high school.
So she's still a teenager. It's not just a middle-aged woman dressed as a teenager.
Yeah, if I recall, it's more of a Quantum Leap style.
Right. But she leaps into herself, basically.
Yeah, if I remember. It's been a while for me watching that film, but I remember enjoying that.
So there's actually this, that reminds me of some stuff Caitlin and I discussed. There's this terrible rom-com that could have been good called Kate and Leopold. Where Hugh Jackman travels to the future from... Okay, so this dude realizes that time travel is possible when certain things align. You jump through a specific space. There's not like a machine involved. It's like a natural phenomenon. And he brings Hugh Jackman to the future accidentally. He's like a gentleman from late 19th century New York City. And the reason it falls apart is because Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan have absolutely no chemistry.
Whoopsie.
But Hugh Jackman and the guy that plays Meg Ryan's brother, whose name escapes me, but he played John Arbuckle in the regrettable live-action Garfield movies.
Wow.
They have amazing chemistry. And if it had been a gay romance film, it would have been great. Oh, also, she had brought up, it's not one I played, so I don't know much about it. She would have known more. Chrono Trigger.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a JRPG with a lot of time travel elements that people fucking love. It's a classic. People swear by it.
If I could get into those, like, 90s era JRPGs, I probably love it too. But
yeah,
the only one that I can do is Secret of Mana, because it doesn't have the run fight mechanic.
Yeah. It took me years to understand turn-based combat, and I'm still
it's
mostly middling at it.
The other one I know I've discussed with Caitlin, who couldn't be here today due to various reasons. I know she and I have discussed The Time Traveler's Wife.
Yes, you talked about that last week.
Which I haven't read the book. I know she's read the book. I've watched the show, and the show kind of just got canceled at some point, so it just cuts off halfway through. But you get to see a lot of an attractive man's butt in it, so I'm here for it. But that's, as a book, I want to kind of see what happens in it, because the story that it's telling is quite interesting, because it's a guy who has absolutely no control over when he time travels. So he just ends up places always naked. Mm-hmm. So a lot of butt.
Like Terminator.
Oh, Terminator!
Yeah, I was waiting to see if anybody brought up Terminator.
More butt.
Yes, sorry, but you were saying about not Terminator butt, but Eric Bana's butt, at least in the movie.
different butts. So he just ends up places, but it means he knows who he's going to marry in the future, and he meets her as a child. It's like, oh God, mustn't accidentally groom the child. It needs to be consensual, but I know she's gonna be my wife.
Well, it's kind of
totally a groomer.
It's twofold. It's like, don't groom her, and also don't like Marty McFly the situation and make her not meet me.
We already brought him up this episode in a separate conversation, but The Lake House and Frequency are also both time travel films.
I don't know either of them. Tell me.
We just talked about them.
Lake House was the one with the magic mailbox, and Frequency was the
ham radio.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay. I'm lost in my notes.
I understand it was probably about 40 minutes ago. So.
Outlander.
I haven't watched it.
I've seen a few episodes, but yeah, it's again, time travel in romantic stories often overlap. There's a lot of time traveling romance out there. It's a whole subgenre of romance stories. But yeah, this woman keeps jumping back and forth between she starts out in the 1940s. That's her home time. But she keeps winding up I think she goes back and forth, but she winds up in I want to say 18th century Scotland. And of course falls in love with a Scotsman there with a kilt and burly legs and all that. But again, I think with Time Traveler's Wife, I don't think she can control it. And she kind of ends up occasionally back in the 40s, and then she's back there. People who've seen it are... the TV show, I want to say, is on either HBO or Showtime, so there is a decent chance we get some.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we could sit here just listing things all day. Do we all want to pitch
I'm done listing things.
Do you would like us to...
We list a lot of things. You have plenty of blog fodder, I think.
Would you like us to name our particular favorites for you?
I would.
All right. I will go with Back to the Future, Doctor Who, and Ocarina of Time.
Good choices. Love that for you. Yeah, my top three, I think, are going to be Slaughterhouse-5, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and pick your favorite of the really good Futurama episodes, because they're all great.
Oh boy, yeah, I didn't even think of favorites. Shit. Damn. I'm gonna go with, all my favorites have already been said by you.
Well, of course. Well, all the ones that we're putting on our favorite list.
Yeah. So if I'm trying to think of,
they could
these
be
might
overlap.
not be my favorites.
I don't mind.
Okay, well then I'm gonna go with
Terra Nova.
Dear God, I'm gonna say Back to the Future, because that's the obvious choice and a good one. Slaughterhouse-5, I've read that book. I don't know how many times I've read that book, at least 4. And then for my third one, I'm going to go with the 12 Monkeys series.
Oh, yay.
I really like that show.
Nice.
I gotta rewatch it and take notes throughout or something, because it is very interesting as a series, as a piece of thing. But mainly a which character is which, I think, is what I need. Cool, very cool. Yeah, and we'll have to get Caitlin's answers separately, but that means that her answers will be up on the blog, which you're definitely checking out.
Boy, yes. And you can do that at sshbpodcast.com or on Tumblr. SSHB Podcast. Can also find us on, not Threads,
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, that's the one. On Blue Sky, SSHB Podcast, as well as on Facebook, as you would expect. And you can download our podcast at SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, as well as any other place fine podcasts are sold. Until next time, where we will be talking about a new episode of Star Trek Discovery, People of Earth, and we'll also be talking about apocalyptic sci-fi fiction, so get excited for that. But until then, my name has been Jake.
This is McChris.
And this is always Ames.
Caitlin sends her best from the infirmary.